staying with Decision 2020 here, the presidential race is definitely still too close to call. But President Trump and his team have already started filing lawsuits in several states to challenge the voting process. So joining me now this morning is attorney Burt Odelson. Nice to see you. Thank you, Burt, for getting up early with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's dive right in. The president has filed many lawsuits in many states trying to challenge the vote. Out of all of them, it seems that his challenge of the 3-day mail-in ballot extension in Pennsylvania has the best chance. But I'm not a lawyer. Do you see it that way?
I do, because the Supreme Court has already heard the case. Last week, they denied the relief requested, and that would be to stop the counting election night and not accept any more ballots. They've allowed the ballots to be counted for 3 days past the election, but they left the door open to reconsider whether the extension was legal or not by the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania. Trump people have filed a motion yesterday to intervene in that case themselves and ask the court to reconsider and stop counting any ballots that are received after Election Day.
Do we have any idea how many ballots that would be? Do we know?
No, we don't know, but considerable. I don't know in Pennsylvania myself, but I know from here in Illinois, we do get considerable ballots, especially in this election where millions of people have voted from the end of the election for 14 days. In Illinois, we count them for 14 days until November 17th.
So that's kind of part of the confusion. I don't mean to interrupt you here, but it seems that every state has their different laws on the books. So do you think that because of this that has happened, that we'll see national reform on our election process, our vote counting process?
Yeah, at least for federal elections, there has to be some type of uniformity, because we're getting real close to the Bush v. Gore argument, where each voter has a right to have their vote counted equally. So if you're in Illinois, you're going to have an opportunity to have your mail-in vote counted if you mail in on Monday before the election for 2 weeks. In a state like Pennsylvania, before the court decision, if you mailed your ballot in on Monday and it doesn't get there on Tuesday, you're out of the box, just like Wisconsin is experiencing now. Wisconsin's law was not extended. The Supreme Court refused to extend it. So those ballots that come in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are not counted in Wisconsin. So it's unequal.
You mentioned Bush. You mentioned Bush v. Gore, which you were a part of. That's why we really wanted to speak to you this morning. It does appear that we're headed for several recounts in several states. What do you think we can expect this time around? How long will this process play out?
Well, actually, the recounts, or the request for recounts filed by the Trump campaign are meaningless at this point. You have to wait until the ballots are certified by the election authority. Then you have a week or so to file your recount. This process will take a good 30 days. Once we get into our recounts, with determination date, this year being December 14th. That's when everything stops.
All right. I wanted to talk to you about something that is not Trump and Biden related, and it's locally here, the 14th Congressional District. It's Oberweis and Underwood, and that is an incredibly tight race right now. The AP is saying 50.1 for Oberweis, 49.9 for Underwood. What happens there? Oberweis declared victory.
And that's typical for a candidate who's ahead to declare victory. I think it's premature at this point, even though all of the precincts are in, and there's a little confusion about what that means. It means the in-person people who came to vote on Election Day, those votes have been counted. But votes will continue to be counted. The provisional votes and the late arriving votes by mail will continue to be counted, as I said, for 14 days after the election. So not knowing how many there are, I can't give you a handle whether the losing candidate at this point will be able to make it up, but there's an opportunity to make it up. So I think
But you can
declaring
tell us
a
that
winner.
it's too soon to claim victory.
Yeah, I can't tell you that because there's ballots out there to be counted.
All right. Burt Odelson, thank you so much for getting up early with us. I'm sure we're going to be checking in with you again.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.